You know your mom and dad? They probably look like brother and sister, and there's a reason for that.
I'm Dewey from Rosemont, Minnesota. Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
This episode is brought to you by Rode microphones. These are the mics that we use in the field and on most of our main channel videos.
Hey.
The RODE does not stand for really old demolition equipment.
Hey!
It doesn't stand for that.
That's how I was testing it by speaking into it.
Oh.
Now-
Have you done more research?
Link is a pretty smart guy. He's not as smart as I am, but he is smarter than the average person. And he makes a lot of really awesome observations and sculpture. Observations. And one of the things that you have said for years is old couples
look alike.
They look like they might be brother and sister. And it turns out...
And you would just be like...
No, I didn't.
And sometimes something would get in my face.
I didn't do that. I was like, okay, it didn't intrigue me, but now that science has come to back you up.
Yeah, now you're all interested.
And prove you to be right. I'm listening. I'm intrigued.
See, I'm not full of what you are, which is two letters. One's a B and one's an S. I'm full of things that are true.
Okay.
T's and S's. True stuff.
True stuff.
That's what I'm full of. Yeah, so I've thought for years old couples look alike.
Well, you're right. And it turns out that there was a psychologist who had the same theory, had the same hypothesis. His name is Robert Zajonc. I don't really know how to pronounce his last name, but
Robert Zajonc.
Robert Zajonc. And he actually got 110...
We're not going to talk about junk again.
No, we're definitely not. 110 participants were shown photographs of men and women in their first year of marriage and of the same couples after 25 years of marriage. They were asked to judge their resemblance along with the chance that any man could be married to any woman, meaning that they're trying to get rid of the extraneous factors that might cause you to think, to infer the correlation just based on knowing that they're married to each other. Mm-hmm. It was very complex. I'm not going to go into all the details. But they were able to determine that, yes, indeedy,
I was right.
You're right. The faces of two people who have been married for 25 years actually become more similar facially over those 25 years.
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, have you noticed this? Do your parents, grandparents look alike? Great-grandparents? Have you been in a relationship long enough that you are starting to look like somebody? Now, a point of clarification, a lot of people date people who look like them.
Right.
And, I think that may be part of human nature, birds of a feather flock together type of thing. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what he's talking about.
Well, they specifically say this doesn't have anything to do with, people who are look alike marry each other. No, we're talking about whether you look alike when you get married or whether you don't. Over time, you will become more similar to that person in your face. And so it has nothing to do with the starting point.
And now, do they know why this happens?
Maybe. That's what we're going to get into. Is, first of all, in the comments, why do you think? Of course, don't wait until I tell you why and then leave your comment. I guess there's no way to know. But they had four hypotheses as to why this might be the case.
Huh.
And there's one in particular that they feel very strongly is probably the case.
Okay, well, why don't we do this? I have three hypotheses. Having not read the article, can I tell you what my hypotheses have been? And then you see if it's the same as theirs. And then which one of mine is right, we'll see if they also agree on that.
And here's the deal. If you agree with a scientist, we're going to become scientists.
I thought you were going to say you're going to buy me an ice cream.
And I'm going to get you some ice cream. But frozen yogurt, probably.
Frozen yogurt. Okay, so my first hypothesis is pretty obvious. It's low-hanging fruit. Environmental factors. If you spend enough time with somebody, if you go through the same experiences as somebody, two sides of mountains near each other, over time, look the same. Like if you live in a cold climate and you're constantly being bombarded by snow, your face is going to have pock marks from snow in it. I think that happens. Or on the beach, if you get the tan and you get the freckles and all that stuff. Yeah, environmental factors. Is that one of their hypotheses? That's not the correct one, by the way, but
It is one of their hypotheses, but hypotheses. It is not the correct one, though. Environment. It could be that it's because couples live together in the same area. This means that environmental factors such as sunshine or snow that causes pockmarks. They didn't say that.
Oh, they didn't say that?
And so on affect the skin in similar ways.
I got really excited for a second.
However, the authors rule this one out as well because all their married couples came from the same part of the U.S. Midwest and were matched on a number of socioeconomic variables.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. We should rule that one out, scientists. Okay. All right, my second hypothesis is based on the theory of, you're hiding that from me. I'm not going to read that.
Don't read it, man.
Emotional mirroring. This is when you look at anyone, you're prone to make the same face that they make. Now, I remember a while back in an episode of Good Mythical Morning, we talked about default facial expressions.
Yep, okay.
On the surface, you might think what I'm saying is that over time, couples who spend enough time together achieve the same default facial expression. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is a means to an end of actually beginning to look like someone. Case in point, a woman who you've been married to for 35 years, she's always smelling stuff. She's like, oh, that stinks. That stinks. And then over time, when you're looking at this woman's face, subconsciously, you want to emotionally mirror her face.
I smell it too, darling.
Not only do you smell it too, but you express the smell of the stink.
Oh, it smells horrible, baby.
With the same face, with the same word.
What is that smell, baby? We smell something bad.
You both make the same facial expressions. You both say the same things. All of these things translate into building certain types of muscles in certain types of ways in your face. So that over time, it's like you're bodybuilding with somebody by emotionally mirroring. When somebody's sad, you want to look sad. You want to look sad too.
Okay.
But then over time, it's just a cumulative effect of that. It's like lifting weights with your face, with a partner.
Before I tell you that you're wrong, let me do the other two. Okay. Diet.
That's the one that's correct, by the way.
Diet.
Because I have one more.
This is one of their theories. If you share a diet with another person, it's possible this is a cause. And if you have a high-fat diet,
doesn't make you look like anybody in the face.
They did an additional study. They ruled that one out. Another one is a predisposition. This is the idea that people are more likely to choose partners who will grow to look like them. I.e., if you're depressed, you might marry a depressed person, and then you both get real depressed as you get older. Or if you're real happy, you marry somebody who's happy-go-lucky, and then you get happy. And crazy, apparently, too. But it turns out, Link, actually, you're not wrong. You're right, and we will now become scientists. Side note.
I knew I was right.
Number 4, empathy. This is the theory the authors like, and so do I, meaning the person who wrote this article, and so does Link.
Facial bodybuilding?
Well, you call it facial mirroring, which could be a better explanation, but
emotional
it's the same exact
mirroring.
thing. People grow to look similar because they are empathizing with each other and so copying each other's facial expressions. Over time, because of all the empathizing they are doing, their faces come to look more simpler. For example, if one partner...
Similar. Not simpler. Their faces don't simplify.
Did I say simpler?
Yeah, but...
Similar. For example, if one partner often smiles in a particular way, the other is likely to copy it. It actually says, and if one partner smells something stinky on a regular basis...
Oh, yeah!
No, it doesn't say that. So creating... But this...
You keep getting me with that.
This empathizing does create similar patterns of wrinkles and furrows on the face. First of all, I got to give it up to you. Can we play some applause sound effect?
Play an applause sound effect. That's what I get. Boy, I've never felt so validated in my life. I'm hearing fake applause.
But Link, you know something hit me.
First of all, I've got two corollaries right quick.
Well, I got something really important I want to get to.
I can just bask in being right.
You've proven yourself to be right. Let's just let you be quiet for a second.
Okay, I'll be quiet and right.
Now, we have talked often about how the two of us are a bit like an old married couple.
We've known each other since we were... Let's leave it at that.
We have desks that face each other. Your desk faces my desk. When you smell something, I smell something. When you smile...
But you dealt it.
We probably look at each other's faces more than we look at our wives' faces. So it got me thinking, I'm a little bit frightened by this because this theory says that by the time we're like the 75-year-old Rhett and Link, we're going to look the same.
I've never wanted to sit face a corner more in my life.
So I believe that this is bad because I believe one of the things that I think makes us an interesting duo is we really don't look alike.
Thank goodness.
My hair goes up, your hair goes down, you have glasses, I don't. There's lots of other things that are different about us, but I think the way to prevent this is once a day, or at least twice a day. Or maybe just as a regular practice. When you're making a face, I need to make the opposite face and vice versa. So
you're going to emotionally unmirror me.
I'm going to...
Okay, yeah.
Get it?
That's going to be quite a distraction now.
So whenever you smile, I'm going to frown.
No.
And it's not because I'm not into what you're saying. It's because I don't want to look like you.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. Every time I look at you, I'm just going to close my eyes. That's what I'm going to do.
But that's bad. That's wrong.
I'll get the wheel up. But here's an interesting corollary. Choose carefully who you date. You know, not because you don't want to, you not only want to date someone good looking now, you want to date someone who you're going to look like later.
So if they look better than you can become better looking over time.
Oh yeah, always date up for that reason. I can't even read that.
Interpretive dance. I think
it's your
my turn to dance.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
As the fog cleared, good gosh, the morning of September 1st, 3001, the astronaut floated above his dead partner. After trying to resuscitate him for days, he was exhausted and just became like a tree.
This story sucks, man. Pick it up.
Became like a tree and bloomed in dedication to his dead astronaut friend, who he looked exactly like, by the way. See you tomorrow.